the way too early top 10 that I've got for 2020. Mike does not care. Man, Dabo with the hug for Ed Ogeron, Trevor Lawrence. Can't win them all, buddy. Cannot win them all. Okay, I'm going to get right into it if you don't mind. At number 10, I have got the Aggies of Texas A&M. Yep, that's right. I think Texas A&M is going to have a really strong team next year, and they get the benefit of not having quite as difficult a schedule as they had this last year. Their crossover games aren't quite as bad as in the SEC. They don't have to go on the road to literally the entire top 10 like they basically had to this year. So Texas A&M, watch out for Kellen Mond. I think Jimbo Fisher and that crew could take a little bit of a jump, so we'll see there. Notre Dame is going to be at number 9. I think it's really big that Ian Book comes back, and you're going to see a common theme throughout this top 10 is that you're going to see that a lot of these teams have quarterbacks that are coming back that have good experience, that are really quality players, because again, you look at the national championship game tonight, Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, they were the best 2 quarterbacks for a lot of the season, at least in the top 2 or 3 for most of the season. I've got Oregon at number 8. They don't have the incumbent quarterback, but they've got those juniors who declared earlier today that they're coming back to school. They've had a great recruiting class. Their defense is going to be really strong, and I think with Penei Sewell, the Outland Trophy winner, back on the offensive line, that they could continue to be strong up front, and I think Oregon is going to be the team to beat in the Pac-12. LSU is at 7. I think they might take just a touch of a step back. They're still a really good football team. We'll see what happens with transfers at the quarterback position. This is a team, though, that's recruited really well. They clearly have the culture. As the confetti comes down on them in the Superdome, Ed O wins a national championship. And we've been waiting. By the way, we've been waiting for that coach to break through, right? It's been the same guys year after year. It was Nick Saban, it was Urban Meyer, it was Dabo Swinney, it was Jimbo Fisher, right? Like, those were the only guys that won national championships that are in the sport. I know Les Miles, but he's at Kansas, so he kind of gets forgotten a little bit. I won't. Don't worry about it. Now Ed Ogeron breaks through. He's got a national championship, and I've got them at number 7 going into next year. I've got Penn State at number 6. Penn State brings back Sean Clifford. I think they might take a touch of a step back on defense, but this is a really good football team. Their tight end's coming back. I like what James Franklin has been building there, and I really think that Penn State could have a strong year after having a really strong season this year. OU is going to be right back in the thick of things, folks. Okay, we know that their quarterback play is going to be great. Spencer Rattler is a really good player. I think they could even throw it better than they did this year, even without CeeDee Lamb. Their strength is clearly going to be on offense again. They're going to lose Kenneth Murray to the draft. They're going to lose Neville Gallimore to the draft, their nose tackle. Those are the best 2 defensive players that they have. They got to get better on that side of the football, but OU is going to be right there with Lincoln Riley, who's one of the best coaches in the sport. Watch out for Spencer Rattler. I think he's really good. Florida. I love Florida next year. I really do. I think Florida is going to be my favorite in the East. This is a team that has a good quality quarterback that's getting better. When you look at what they were this year, they were probably they were one of the teams that played LSU as good as anybody, along with Auburn. They're good defensively. Trask, their quarterback, he's back. I think Florida could take a little bit of a jump next year. Alabama is going to be at number 3. Alabama ain't going anywhere, folks. You see what they did in recruiting? They're going to be just fine. I think Mac Jones, you saw what he did in the bowl game. He's going to be just fine. They should be much better on defense when they get all those injured players back. I believe I'm blanking his name now. Is it Dylan Moses? He's coming back, the linebacker. I think he's declared that he's coming back. He was the one that was injured for most of the season, but he'll be back. And then my top 2 teams are going to be Ohio State at number 2 with Justin Fields back, and Clemson at number 1 with Trevor Lawrence back. I think Clemson's going to be right back in this situation. I think Ohio State could be right back in this situation. The one thing to be aware of for Ohio State, their defense is not going to be as tough and as strong as they were a year ago. Not without Chase Young or Jeff Okudah Okudah and so on and so forth. So Ohio State, they're going to sit there at number 2 behind Clemson. Clemson's got the number 1 recruiting class in the country. This is a team that's going to be right back in the thick of things. I love, obviously, Trevor Lawrence, and we're going to see Clemson most likely in that college football playoff next year in 2020.
Sunday on Fox. With a trip to the Super Bowl on the line, Aaron Rodgers looks to move one step closer to a second ring.
Touchdown!
But Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers stand in his way, looking to continue their storybook season. Packers, 49ers. The NFC Championship game, presented by Intuit TurboTax. Sunday at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.